The ASEAN leaders envision transforming ASEAN into a stable, prosperous and highly competitive region with equitable economic development and reduced poverty and socio-economic disparities. Subsequently, the ASEAN economic ministers developed the Single and Coherent ASEAN Economic Community, or AEC, blueprint and its strategic schedule for advancing the AEC by identifying the characteristics and elements of the AEC by 2015 with clear targets and timelines for implementation of various measures, as well as pre-agreed flexibilities to accommodate the interests of all ASEAN member states premised on 4 AEC pillars, namely a single market and production base, a highly competitive economic region, a region of equitable economic development, and a region fully integrated into the global economy. Cooperation to increase intra-ASEAN trade as well as integrating into the global economy takes many forms and is highlighted by the signing of numerous trade pacts and trade agreements. Internally, since the adoption of the AEC blueprint in 2007, significant progress has been made towards achieving the AEC. Beginning 1 January 2010, ASEAN 6 achieved zero tariffs covering 99.65%, and for the remaining 4 member states comprising Cambodia, Laos PDR, Myanmar and Vietnam, 98.86% at 0 to 5% tariff rates of total tariff lines traded under the ASEAN Free Trade Area, making this the most tangible high-impact outcome for ASEAN. Having achieved this, further actions are being taken to address non-tariff barriers, or NTBs, and trade facilitation issues. ASEAN has also progressed in various other areas, such as in the services sectors, including financial services, investment, SME development, narrowing development gap between and within member states, tourism, agricultural and forestry, and infrastructure development comprising transport, ICT, and energy. Externally, ASEAN has succeeded in reaching milestone agreements to increase trade and prosperity with key trading partners. 1 January 2010 also saw the realization of the ASEAN-China and ASEAN-Korea FTAs and the commencement of the implementation of the ASEAN-Australia-New Zealand FTA and the ASEAN-India Trade in Goods Agreement. It is clear that ASEAN is progressing in all 4 AEC pillars identified earlier. The success of ASEAN economic community building is thus not confined to only in eliminating tariffs, but also in the overall development and integration of the various other economic areas covered under the AEC blueprint. It is also equally important to ensure that the AEC building process will actually bring tangible benefits to the peoples of ASEAN.